Hey guys, welcome to JT's Vending Services LLC's YouTube channel. Sorry I look so pale today. It was a hot day today, and I decided to go and take a nice dip in the pool and go for a nice long swim and relaxation before the kids got home. And I just wanted to do this video because I was in the pool and I was floating around and in the floats and relaxing and thinking about how fearful I used to be. And when I mean fearful, um, I was afraid of a lot of things in my life. As a child, they actually gave me the nickname. My aunt Shell gave me the nickname Wino because I cried so much. Um, I was afraid. I was fearful of a lot of things, and I didn't really know how to deal with it. And I was, of course, as a kid, you were made fun of, and just a lot of things that I had to adjust to in life that I just didn't like anything new. I didn't like change. I didn't like doing anything new. So I had my brothers and sisters to help me grow out of it and grow out of it to the point where it started to become a hindrance to me in my life, to where I was so fearful, of, even as an adult, doing things that I was afraid I might fail doing. I just wouldn't try. So, as I grew out of that stage, it was a long period of my life because, doing anything from childhood, those tend to become habits because you do them for so long. And just a lot of my adult life, was me holding me back because of fear. Um, and, I was realizing that, like, the people that get out of the hood or get out of the paycheck to paycheck cycle or get out of poverty and build some wealth, they they fight. They're fighters. And when I was younger, I would have never considered myself a fighter. I don't like to fight, um, physically fight anyone. Um, but I don't, and I also don't pick fights. I don't go around intentionally trying to start a fight with people. But I'm not uncomfortable with fighting to the point where I won't fight. I'll fight. I won't start it, but I will defend myself. Um, and just going through life, man, you realize like you carry all this stuff over from childhood, and a lot of it slows you down and keeps you stuck in a position. So, where at one point in my life I was working in a warehouse, making $12 an hour, severely underpaid, and I was like, well, at least it's better than nothing. That's the excuse I gave myself. At least it's $12 an hour when I had the ability to make more was better than making $0 an hour doing nothing. And that was me trying to use that excuse-itis, like there was an excuse to stay there and make less. It wasn't. That was that excuse-itis I was using to just keep me from fighting. And like I said, it came from childhood. It's stuff that I had carried over for so long. And now, in my adult life, I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm a provider. When I feel it creeping up on me that I don't want to do something I'm uncomfortable doing something that I don't know how to do while I'm doing it, I just do it. And if I fail, I fail. And I get up, try again. I teach my children, when you fail, you learn. When you learn, you improve. And when you improve, you grow. I live by that motto. I teach my children by that motto. And one of the, I guess, truisms I would say, that I've heard growing up and as an adult is winners never quit and quitters never win. It's a truism. Like it's true, but it's not the truth. Because in order for me to start winning now in life, with financially, spiritually, I had to quit. Meaning, I had to quit doing a lot of the things that was not working for me and start doing things that work for me. Hey, Dre.
Hey.
How was school?
Good.
You got homework?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
What you finna do with it?
Outside.
Why?
Can you do the video?
No, get in here at the table and do it. What is math homework?
Yeah.
Okay, come here at the table and do it. You doing your homework don't stop me from doing a video. I'm talking about fighting through fear, and how fear is a part of everybody's life. No matter how strong you are, you have fear, and you have to fight through that fear to show that you have courage. Even heroes have fears. They wouldn't be a hero if they didn't have fears. But having that fear, meaning that you have to conquer it to the point where it don't go away. You just scoot it over and take care of your business. So that's my son. He's just got in from school. Good job. Thank you. That's the one you're supposed to have. He's showing us he can be more responsible, so he can get more freedom around the house and more additional things. And one of his tests today was, I know this off topic, but was us giving him $25 cash to go to school before class and buy a calculator, because I forgot to get it. I forgot to buy it during school shopping, because we have one, but it's a TI 30. And my wife was like, no, let's leave that one for the house. So his responsibility this morning was to go to school with the $25 without losing it and buy a calculator. And he did. That's a part of him being more responsible. And I know a lot of my fears that I have come from how I was brought up. And I try to make sure I eliminate as many fears as possible, or at least conquer those fears, so I won't be stuck in that same rut and blaming other people. Meaning, I won't be stuck in a negative situation. I won't be stuck in a dead-end job. I won't be stuck in a dead-end marriage or relationship because I'm afraid to tell that person the truth. I'm afraid to be kind. So it's been a struggle most of my life to tell people the truth. Like, I was afraid of their response, their reaction. I had fear that it was debilitating fear, to where when I started to get out the hood and had to quit doing the things that I was doing to get out of the projects, I was afraid that a lot of my friends that I wanted to bring along with me wouldn't come. And I was afraid that they would think that I thought that I was better than them, but I just wanted a better life for my son and my wife and my daughter. And I had to quit. I had to do what God said, like 1 Timothy chapter 9 verse 8. Any man that does not provide for those in his household has denied the faith and is worse than an infidel. Meaning that I'm supposed to provide for my children and my wife, keep them safe, make sure they have the comforts in life. I can't do that if I don't get out here and work, if I don't earn some money, if I don't serve my fellow man. So this video, guys, just wanted to cover, just don't let that fear take control. I know it's scary. I was called a scary cat, a crybaby, wino, most of my childhood, and that grew into being afraid to try new things in my teenage and early adult years, early 20s, because I thought I was gonna fail. And me conquering that fear, going, if I fail, I fail. I never had someone. I didn't have anyone to come to me and tell me, don't worry about failure. Failure is it's a part of life. Failure is how we learn. I never had anyone. I had to learn this stuff on my own. Failure is how we most of us gain wisdom. When we mess up, we learn how not to do something. We don't do it again too quickly. Most of us. But just want you guys to know that, if you have children, don't tell them to do as you do as you say, not as you do. Don't tell them that. Do your best to live your life in a way that pleases God and serves your fellow man. Meaning, do the thing that God put you on this earth here to do. So that means telling your children, do what I say, and also do as I do. Lead by example. So, if you would, Will Smith, he had a son. You would have naturally expected his son to be in movies, right? To be a movie star. He grew up his dad was Will Smith, obviously movies. If someone, if Elon Musk had children, Donald Trump had children, you expect him to be in politics, Elon Musk to be in the technology. But those are the positive examples. What about someone whose mother and father are living paycheck to paycheck? What if someone's in the projects and she's on her 12th child with her 12th baby daddy, and the children see this? What about the father or mother who's taking their child to the dope man with them to get some drugs? What about the son or the daughter watching their mom sit around and smoke weed and drink and do nothing and live off government assistance? Those are examples as well of doing what you do. So if you're in a situation where you want to get out and you're afraid that you can't, or you're afraid that you can't do better, or you don't know how, because I think a lot of people want to get out. They either don't know how, they either don't want to, or they're afraid to, or they're comfortable where they are. And those are, for me, understanding people as much as I do, and serving, working 4 years as a correction officer, and just actually getting both sides of, like, from the law enforcement side and from the corrections inmate side, and just dealing with people for years, seeing them go in and out of prison, seeing them, seeing fathers come in and then their son is arrested months later and looking for his father, and just observing as much as I have. There are some people out there who don't want to do better. So I tell you guys what, on this video, take your time and evaluate the people who are around you. Evaluate. Sorry, I still got chlorine in my nose from swimming. I jumped in the pool. I swam a little bit because I was hot after working. I was telling my son, he looked at me like I was crazy, like I jumped in an imaginary pool. But evaluate your situation. Evaluate your life and where you are, and if you want to do better. Ask yourself, do you want to do better? Are you willing to sacrifice the things that you must sacrifice to get in a better position? And it may mean stop hanging around with some people. It may mean stop spending money as loosely as you do. It may mean set a budget. It definitely means set a budget. But it ultimately just trying to get you to analyze your life and where you are, and you making that decision. If you want to do better, then God has literally, in Genesis, God has given man the ability to go forth, multiply, trample over, increase, and subdue the earth. He is literally, when he first started talking to man, he told us what to go out there and do. So that means he gave us the ability to do just that. But we get within ourselves and want to do things on our own, and we get fearful, and that fear takes over, and we get complacent and comfortable, and then we do nothing. And then, the same saying, you reap what you sow. If you sow nothing, you reap nothing. If you sit around and wait on the government and wait on other people and borrow money and get your hand out, when it's time for you to really do something, you can't. Because you have no drive, you have no initiative, you have no skills to get you there. So, if you sit around and play the game all day and watch TV and neglect doing your homework and your studies, like, you end up dumber over a long period of time. And that was me, believe it or not. I neglected my studies because I was afraid that I couldn't read and I would sound stupid. I struggled with that in high school, middle school. My biggest fear when I was in high school was somebody hearing me read. And I remember it was the most terrifying thing in class when the teacher would come around, where chairs were in rows, and our teacher would come around and read, have each student read a passage or phrase going up and down, and I could see it. I always sat in the back of the class, first of all. So, I ain't had no business trying to learn. I sat in the back so I wouldn't get called on. But that was terrifying for me. And I would try to go and read the passages to my name, like count the students, and then look at the passages that I'll have to read and try to pre-read them to practice. And I remember that clear as day, because that was the most terrifying feeling I'd ever had, was having to read out loud. Now, I'm not now. I think it was 20. I was 26 years old, and I just got my son was born, and I just got my job as a correction officer. And I think they more hired me for my size than anything else. But I had to read court documents. I had to read prepared statements. I had to read. So when I would go home, I would practice reading out loud to myself and realize that I can read. I just got to keep practicing. So I kept reading out loud, and now, excuse me. And now I read for fun. I read at least 1 to 2 books a week, and it's mostly and it's on topics that I enjoy. It's on the relationship principles. So the one I'm reading now, hold on, it's the relationship principles of the relationship principles of Jesus. That's what I'm reading now, by Tom Holliday. So that's what I'm reading now. And there's financial books, things by Rabbi Daniel Lapin and Dave Ramsey and stuff like that, and how to read a profit and loss statement for dummies. Just books that intrigue me. And that's what got me on my path of not being so scared of reading. But if you apply that as a young adult to your everyday life, and you start to understand that you can do hard things through Christ, like, you can conquer your fears and then build that courage up to the point where you're not scared to do something new. You're not scared to get outside of your comfort zone. And people a lot of people don't understand that comfort zone is your kill zone. That's where people go to die. When they get comfortable and complacent, nah, I ain't gonna do nothing new. I'm just gonna stay here. And you can't. I wanted to drag a lot of my friends with me, but I had to realize that dragging them in and along by offering them money would mean I would have to drag them along as I'm building this, and that's exhausting. I only had enough strength to boost myself and do the thing that God had put me on this earth here to do. I didn't have the strength to argue with people about how to build wealth, and I just did. I just started. Just started simple. So I'm gonna leave you guys with Matthew chapter 5 verse 37. It says, let's do 36. Do not swear by your head, because you cannot make a single hair white or black. But let your yes mean yes and your no mean no. Anything more than this is from the evil one. Matthew chapter 5, verse 36 and 37. So, simply, tell the truth. Most of all, tell the truth to yourself. You will be the one. Your ears will hear what comes out of your mouth. So it's a triangle that I believe Christ, God has created for us to understand. So it's whatever's in your heart comes out of your mouth, which then your ears hear you. And it goes like that. This is the triangle. It goes here. Heart comes out your mouth. Your ears hear what your mouth says. And it goes back and forth. So that's what you got to focus on, guys. Tell the truth to yourself. Be honest with yourself. And when those questions come and you get an honest answer and they hurt, work through that hurt and do better. You can change your situation if you want to. Seek ye first the kingdom of God, guys. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day. Be safe. Au revoir. Abiento. I'm probably gonna get Charlie early when you get through your. What are you doing? You through with your homework? Get through with your homework and stop drawing pictures.
I'm drawing pictures.
What's that at the bottom?
I do that early.
Oh, what's that smiley face?
I do that. That's in the back.
Oh, okay. I thought you were drawing and not doing your homework. All right, so yeah, we probably gonna swim today, guys, because it's warm out there today. It feels great. The water is about 70 degrees, and it got a nice chill to it. So, guys, be safe. Have a blessed day. Gotta go. Au revoir. Abiento again. No, it's au revoir. Encore une fois. Au revoir. Abiento. À la prochaine.